So very small spoilers for the upcoming Volume 3 of the Warrior Cats Prophecies Begin graphic novel. Some sneak peek pages were in the marketing material posted on Edelweiss, and Warrior Cats fans dug it up. But I'll only be showing the dialogue bubbles from 2 comic panels. I won't spoil any artwork from the official release. Anyway, the news is that, just in time for Pride Month, Ravenpaw has referred to Barley as his mate for the first time in the Warrior Cats books, thus making their relationship more official than it ever was before. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the reveal, as well as what this means for Warrior Cats going forward. First, a look at the specific dialogue used. Ravenpaw says that he has a mate at the barn to Sandstorm and Dustpelt. Dustpelt says he wishes he had a mate, and Sandstorm says maybe someday. And Ravenpaw says they can come and visit him and Barley anytime. Now, if you're reading the graphic novel as your first introduction to Warrior Cats, it's possible for you to misinterpret this. Ravenpaw never says Barley is my mate, so you could just see this as him saying he has a mate at the barn that might not be Barley, and the invitation is just a separate statement. But of course, this interpretation only works if you're unfamiliar with Warrior Cats. Given the context that Ravenpaw has no other mate at the barn in all of Warrior Cats canon, it is most certain that Ravenpaw is calling Barley his mate here. In addition, we see a subtle formatting quirk that confirms this is so, as a mate is in bold and italicized text as Dustpelt reacts to his statement, and in the very next words by Ravenpaw, me and Barley is in bold and italicized text as well, thus showing that they are meant to refer to the same thing. So, we can clearly draw the conclusion here that Ravenpaw has bad grammar. I mean, me and Barley? The correct phrase is Barley and me, not to be confused with the 2008 movie Marley and Me. Ravenpaw was correct in using me instead of I, as it's the object and not the subject, but he forgot the basic rule of putting the guest before the personal pronoun when including yourself in a list. Oh, and jokes aside, this is firm and complete confirmation that Ravenpaw is in a gay relationship with Barley. So, congrats Ravenpaw. The reception to this by the Warrior Cats fandom has been overwhelmingly positive, as LGBTQ representation in the books is something we've been asking for years. The way they went about it isn't groundbreaking or anything, but it's an important step. Prior to this, the two were all but confirmed to be in a gay relationship, and now they are all and confirmed. It is important to recognize that them being mates is not new. Victoria Holmes, original creator of Ravenpaw and the whole Warrior Cats series, has gone on record saying that she's always intended for them to be mates. It was only restricted because the books were written in a different time, in her words, and she said similar for Tallstar and Jake. And in Ravenpaw's Farewell, which Victoria wrote and released in 2016, there was a lot of subtext heavily implying and teasing their relationship. The difference now is that the word mate is explicitly used, putting them on the same footing as the way the series treats heterosexual relationships. It's one thing for Victoria Holmes, who doesn't write for Warrior Cats anymore, to say they're mates, and it's another thing for a book release this year to use the word mate when referring to them. It's the next step that cements the relationship more firmly into the books than it was before. Keep in mind that the Warrior Cats official family tree still doesn't show Ravenpaw as having a mate. We are still very much in the process of getting them recognized officially. Now, whether this is Natalie and Sarah's input that made this happen, or someone on the Aaron Hunter writing team, is unknown, but ultimately someone with authority at the company had to approve it, and hopefully their decision to include this is a way of genuinely listening to the fans. It's not the first time fan feedback affected the new adaptation. Previously, they changed Cinderpelt to be more explicitly in favor of wanting to be a medicine cat, as well as mentioning she could be a warrior, to show that they weren't forcing her into the position because of her disability. Between this and Ravenpaw x Barley, I'm starting to feel a little optimistic that they're working on making Warrior Cats more inclusive. With the new Prophecy graphic novels on the horizon, here's to hoping they can improve the Tribe Cats as well. Time will tell. While we're on the subject of Ravenpaw x Barley, let's discuss what's next for Warrior Cats and LGBTQ relationships. I think while subtle and non-committing, this page will be a way to show the writing team how positive the reception is. If all goes well, they might be more inclined to make an official main character in a gay or lesbian relationship later down the line. Warrior Cats is ultimately made for profits, and if we the consumers show them that we like this, there's a chance it could lead to them implementing it into the books more. Yes, it can be frustrating when companies wait until it is safe and profitable to do so to support the LGBTQ community, but it's always better late than never. And so long as it is done in a respectful and appropriate way, I will always be happy to see Warrior Cats take more steps to being more inclusive. That said, I'm going to temper my expectations. If there is a plan at Warrior Cats to implement more gay or lesbian relationships, I think we might still be waiting a long time. In terms of the newest arc, Changing Skies, Tawny Pelt has a crush on Crowfeather, Moonpaw is said to be growing closer to Goldenpaw in a blurb for the third book, and the Super Edition Stormcleanse Folly has a Tom loving a she-cat be the basis for its entire plot, so I'm not expecting any of these 6 to be LGBTQ. As for other cats, we have no idea. Warrior Cats is a cat fantasy series at its core, but when you look at it on a book-by-book basis, a lot of these books can be considered cat romance novels as well. And if you're going to work with romance time and time again over 20 plus years, eventually you ought to write more inclusive relationships. So I hope Ravenpaw x Barley is a sign of something better yet to come. Alright, bye everyone.